Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're doing well. It's Sunday morning here, and I just wanted to sit down and record a rambly reading update before the month is over while the dog hopefully is occupied. Oh, Rosalie. But anyway, this will also contain a little element of a bookshelf tour since I'll be showing some books that are on my shelf, but I'm not currently reading. So, if that's your bag, you'll be getting a little bit of that too. So, I'll jump in. Hopefully, this won't drag on for too long. And just a little apology, I've been outside doing some work and it's very humid here, so I'm a little bit sweaty and gross, but I'm just an image on a screen, so there's only so much damage I can do. But anyway, first of all, I am reading Don Quixote as a buddy read with Patrick of the Patrick's Book Reviews channel. And I think I'm about a third of the way into the book, maybe a little short of that, but getting close to a third of the way. And I must say it's been a really pleasant surprise. I'd always heard that it is a humorous book, but I was expecting early 17th century kind of humor. I thought this was an important classic of world literature. You know, how engaging, quote unquote, is it really going to be? But the humor is surprisingly modern, and just the voice of the narrator is often very ironic in a way that's, I'm no literary expert, but I've never really associated with that time period. And there's also very much a metafictional element there where, yeah, the narrator is very aware that he's riffing on other literary works of the time and even playing with the idea that he's working from various historical sources and things like that, all that kind of postmodern stuff that's, I thought, came much later. So, yeah, I've been very impressed so far. Hopefully that will continue. I know Patrick, I'll link his information below. I will give his channel the highest recommendation. He does great commentary on books, and his tortoise Frodo, I'm tempted to say I have a man crush on Frodo the tortoise, but that's probably not quite right. Frodo might just be my role model now. That tortoise just has the attitude and the lifestyle that I aspire to imitate. But anyway, yeah, Patrick has a great channel, and he lists Don Quixote as his favorite novel. I don't know if I'm going to be quite there, but I'm enjoying it a lot. So, yeah, I look forward to hearing Patrick's commentary about the novel. And I guess I would be wrong to neglect the fact that Mike from the Bibliophile Bookscape's channel was supposed to be buddy reading this with us as well, but he aborted mission because he read this bad boy, Gardens of the Moon, the first volume of Stephen Erickson's Malazan Book of the Fallen, and he wanted to leap right away into Dead House Gates, the follow-up, which, Mike, I can't really blame you for. So you kind of make me want to reread Dead House Gates, which I can't do right now. But yeah, I'm going to hold you to that promise. You're going to buddy read something else with us sometime, though. So yeah. But yeah, wrapping up on Don Quixote. Really enjoying it so far. It's been fun chatting about with Patrick a little bit. I'm sure there'll be a lot more of that. So, yeah, that's my first current read. Next current read, I continue to work with Battle Cry of Freedom. I say work with. You might be thinking, oh, you finished that already, Bryan. And that is true. But that was initially supposed to be a buddy read with Peg from the History Shelf channel and Bill from the Ruttenberg Library channel. Again, I'll link them below. Both excellent channels, highest recommendation, once again. But anyway, Bill and Peg have real jobs and make meaningful contributions to society and that sort of thing. So I kind of got through the book faster than they did. But yeah, I continue to communicate with them and discuss the book as they work through it, which means I reread chapters just to make sure I have something semi-intelligent to offer. Oftentimes my contributions amount to summarizing the chapter while they're offering up these wonderfully thoughtful questions and observations that just leave me saying, food goes in here. But yeah, they seem to tolerate me. Well, I enjoy history. History is their primary thing. But yeah, like I said, they tolerate me, and they've invited me along for their next buddy read, which is going to be, I can't remember the title of it. It's that newly released Lewis and Clark book, This Vast Expanse, or This Vast Enterprise, or something like that. But yeah, I'll be looking forward to that, and I enjoy the Civil War, so I enjoy reading about the Civil War, so it has been fun revisiting some of the chapters from the McPherson books. So yeah, that's kind of an ongoing project for me as well. My next ongoing read is this, The Black Death by Thomas Asbridge. And this one was kind of a surprise. I had pre-ordered it and kind of semi-forgotten about it. And when it arrived, I was already juggling more books than I really like to, but I have such a fascination with things about various plagues, both fictional and non-fictional, that I had to jump on in. And I'm only a couple chapters in, but I'm very pleased so far. As the subtitle suggests, it keeps a very global perspective. It's dealing with the Islamic world, North Africa, Europe, a little bit of Asia. The first chapter really deals with the course of the plague from the Black Sea as it followed the commerce routes along the coastal settlements. It's dealing with primary sources and descriptions as the plague arrived in places like Byzantium, Alexandria, Sicily, Venice, Tunis, along the Iberian Peninsula, things like that. And the section that I'm getting into now is dealing with as the plague really transitioned from individual outbreaks to a full-on pandemic as it moved inland. So yeah, all very interesting so far. I'm glad I pre-ordered the book. If that kind of thing is your bag at all, at least based on what I've read so far, I highly recommend it. All right. Like I said, I'm already juggling a lot of books, so one of the things I continue to chip away at is this Thomas Ligotti collection. And I'm not quite sure what to say about this. I've been away from it for a while. I think I may actually work on that some more after I finish recording this. But as much as I enjoy his stories, I'm not always sure I understand the point beyond the world as a weird, scary place governed by horrifying randomness. But yeah, I dig that sort of thing, and I've been enjoying it a lot. And like I said, I think I'm going to get back into it now. And along, I guess you could say, similar lines, this really goes back to the Horror Mayhem event. I'll have some spillover going on with that. I have here Stephen King's short story collection, Night Shift. I've read a lot of Stephen King novels and novellas, but oddly enough, I'd never read any of his short stories, I don't believe. And I've been told by a lot of people that's actually his strongest work. And I'm a couple stories into this one. I've read Jerusalem's Lot and Graveyard Shift, which you can probably guess turned out to be an ironic title. But Jerusalem's Lot in particular was a lot of fun. It's very much a homage to the H.P. Lovecraft story, Rats in the Cellar, or not Rats in the Walls, which I enjoy very much. So I enjoyed that story very much by extension. Graveyard Shift, I guess it was fun as far as there was kind of a campy, mutated nest of rodent monsters involved. But it also kind of deals with fantasy revenge against a hard-ass boss, which that might have resonated more with me when I was younger, but I believe Stephen King wrote this story when he was fairly young, but now I'm kind of like, yeah, the boss's job is to be the boss, not to be everyone's cool bestest buddy, grow up. But yeah, Graveyard Shift didn't work quite as well for me, but looking ahead, a lot of these stories are very famous. I look forward to digging further, expect to have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, I believe that is the end of what I am currently reading. Oh, one thing I forgot to backtrack to the buddy read with Patrick and Don Quixote. Patrick and I also plan in the not too distant future to buddy read Umberto Eco's Name of the Rose. This will actually be a reread for me. And John from I forgot, does he call his channel NicholasofAutrecourt? But anyway, I'll link his information below in any case. He's another booktuber whose opinions I respect a lot, but he once told me that Umberto Eco is where all fun goes to die. What can I say? I really like Name of the Rose, and I don't like it on quite the same level, but I also like Foucault's Pendulum. And I think I'll just be reading Name of the Rose of Patrick, so I look forward to that in the not too distant future. And when I was talking about Thomas Ligotti, I forgot to mention that I read somewhere that one of his big influences was Franz Kafka, and I have somehow failed to read any of his work so far, although I've long intended to do so. So that's another one that's on my not too distant future list. I have The Metamorphosis here, and some selected stories. Something else I'm looking forward to. Looking at my workbench, table, whatever you want to call it here. I've also started on another little building hobby here, but I'll update you on that when I'm further along with that project. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I'll bring this in for an awkward landing. So, as usual, thank you for joining me. I hope you got something out of this rambling, unorganized, whatever it is. But, yeah, look forward to speaking with you again, hopefully soon. And until then, take care. Later days.
But am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?